Thanks for listening to the Girls Chat podcast, brought to you by Purple Unicorn Productions. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Girls Chat Pod. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find deleted scenes, bloopers, and exclusive Girls Chat content. So, welcome back to another episode of the Girls Chat podcast. Hello, everyone.
Why does everyone move so
We always do this little shimmy.
I'm like doing the robot. Like.
We have another special guest here today. We have Lala. What's up, girl?
What's up? How you doing?
Lala is like, you're like extended family to me because you're so close to my brother and, you know, Steph. And so you're like extended family to me. So I'm introducing you to my other side of the family. Well, you're basically also through 2K. Like, shoot, you work at Dope Smoke.
I'm a little bit everywhere.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope you're ready to have a good time.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready to talk some shit.
All right.
You came to the right place.
Can I curse?
You
I can curse.
can.
Oh
I
yeah,
got a
this is the girls chat, girl.
Okay,
you
cool.
you in your girls chat right now, okay?
You're right. It's not ladies chat. It's girls chat.
That's
Right.
it.
Right. I got you.
That's it. So every episode we start off with table topics, and Danielle is gonna kick it off today.
Yes, ma'am. So, have you ever been escorted out by security?
That's a funny question.
That was very funny. Why are you looking
Because
so
I'm
weird?
trying to think. I feel like it's happened before.
That's
but you
what I'm
can't
saying.
remember. I feel like
Remember.
it's happened before, but I
What
can't
kind of
remember.
security?
I can
Any
start it
kind.
off.
Okay.
Okay.
When we were out, and I feel like some of us were all there together. I know Robin was there. We were out when we were in college at a fun little spot called Euro with our underage friends.
That's the only
Right?
time
Weren't
I'm
they at the
thinking about
time
in my
underage?
head.
I don't know.
You were there
I don't
too,
think-
right?
Probably. No, maybe they weren't.
Maybe they
Were
were.
they?
Oh,
Or maybe
think
they
they
were.
I
Have
think
one.
they were not yet 21 and still managed to get very fucked up and
Very.
to the point that we had to get basically escorted out by security.
But the worst part was that was like our weekly vibe. So the next week when we went
He did the
back,
same
security
thing.
was like, no, that
Embarrassed.
security was just like, y'all left them other girls at home. You ain't bring them back, right? I was
Yeah.
like, ugh.
yeah, that's a memorable time, and that's like one of the
Yeah.
only times that I can remember for myself.
Nah, I've been
You said you had one.
Does it have to be escorted from a club?
no.
No.
I
All
ain't
right,
had
because I
security.
definitely got escorted out of a football game.
Ooh, how did
That's a
that
good
go?
I was rowdy. I was upset. The person really tried me, and I was just like, "Come on, man!" I was being nice too. It's like so.
So someone in the stands like tried
yeah,
you,
I think
and
I
you-
said something about a play,
What kind of
And-
football game?
high school football
okay,
game.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said something about a play, and I think he was going against what I was saying about the play. And he was on the opponent's side. Like he was on our side. He was meant to be on the other side of the bleachers. So
Oh.
trouble starter.
yeah, so it's just like, come on now.
Mhm.
So I said something about the play. He didn't like what I said. And I was just like, man, you can get back over there. And he went off. And I guess from where the security came in, it looked like I was the
Right.
instigator. So man, they told me to go.
Only you though, not him too.
Yeah, because he
Uh-uh.
sat back. You know what it is? He sat back down and started being quiet, and I was still in his face because I was upset.
Right.
So I see why I look like this.
You wasn't over it then. You
I
wasn't
wouldn't.
over it.
So yeah, I got escorted. So I'm gonna leave. I'll miss the whole rest of the game.
That's annoying.
What?
That is annoying. Casey, you had a moment.
I was trying to think when we were in California.
Oh my god.
We went to
Oh my god.
Um,
Wait,
yes.
which California
They got
trip?
escorted out of the club, I think.
Is it the first time?
The fact that it's the same people.
Yes, I was gonna say that. I was like, this has to do with the same set of people. I
Yeah,
can't
it was
remember if we got escorted out by
Yeah,
security.
No, we didn't make it to the club.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah,
day
yeah.
Party.
No, we didn't get escorted. No, they escorted themselves
Yeah.
out.
It's the same thing though, basically.
And we had to go
With
because they were
Yeah.
too fucked up
Okay,
sitting in
that's-
the car.
Were they again underage or were they?
No, no,
underage?
they were
I was gonna say at
underage.
this point, I don't know. I might want to leave them at
No,
home.
They
yeah.
just got really fucked up before.
And we were
even-
so pissed off because we were having the best time ever, and we had to leave because
and we
of
had
them.
to go.
And
That's
we
the
stood,
word.
And we stood in line.
For 3 hours. And my feet were
What was the
hurting.
party called?
Toxic.
Toxic. How love it.
Yeah.
We had just got in and got lit, and like it was fun.
Yep.
And then
Yeah. Toxic
I
Day
was tired. I
Party.
remember
I
that
feel
too.
old talking about it. Toxic Day Party was like the most poppinest
Yeah.
Cali party that there was at that moment. And we waited in line for so long. My heels that I
No,
brought
your
that
heels.
day.
Yeah, you were in heels. Oh my
It was
god.
Yes.
no.
Listen, I wore wedges, but they were like skinny wedges.
And also, we were standing out there for
I think I had on
hours.
like
Facts.
6 inches, and they were brand new, so my feet were like on fire.
You ain't
and
break
we
them
were
in yet.
drinking before we got
And then we
there.
sobered up.
And then
It was just all
oh my god,
bad.
my heels though, like, because I started standing on my heels to try and alleviate the pain, and they smushed in, so like I could never wear the shoes again.
Oh, I didn't wear mine again at all.
I could never, but
Dang.
that was bad. We didn't get escorted out.
I couldn't remember
but
if we got escorted
Well,
out or they escorted themselves.
I'm
out,
not
but
gonna lie, I
that's
wouldn't be going out with them anymore. That was gonna be my last straw. Look, listen, when y'all go out, y'all go inside first.
they
Get lit and
also
then
threw
let
up
me
in
know.
the Uber that trip.
Yes, they did.
I wasn't in that Uber.
We were in
Didn't?
the truck. Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
We all were.
all in that same
Yeah, we
Uber.
were in a truck.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Love them.
Love them.
Yeah,
Won't
yeah,
ever
yeah.
leave them.
No,
Love
no, no,
y'all.
no.
You know who you are.
I literally cannot think of a time that I've gotten escorted out by security, but I guess I'm just thinking of like the most fucked up I've ever been or
Okay,
drunkest
another one,
I've
yeah.
ever been, like
Your friends,
type of thing, huh?
Your friends had to escort you out.
Mm,
Remember that time?
well, I mean, was I escorted out? I don't even really remember. So maybe.
Well, I remember I had a night, but I wasn't escorted out. But like I had a
right.
demon night.
Yeah, I just remember.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Demon
So,
night.
So yeah, I don't
know.
know. I don't know.
I
don't
guess
know.
that kinda
But you
counts.
have a escorted out moment.
Yeah.
Go
A
ahead. tell us.
demon night.
I mean, just at
was just
rooftop.
We're gonna go back to the demon night, but let's talk about this escorted out night.
Rooftop.
I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
That's not real security. Well,
That's
I'm
what I
joking,
was
guys.
thinking, because at first I was just
I'm
like, no,
joking.
there's a few nights where they was just
they were our friends, really,
Yeah.
not really
But
security.
there was
so-
one night where they
Had to pick
But
you
they
up
were
and take
so
you
Joel
out.
was like, get her out of here.
They were still our friends, so I can't count that.
That's exactly how he was. It was like a coach. Like
You were that lit?
Yeah.
Rooftop
Mhm.
Day. Shout out to Rooftop.
yeah.
Oh,
Isn't there another one coming around?
May
I feel like
30th?
that's
yeah, there is.
For Memorial, I believe.
It's gonna be already have happened since this episode dropped, I think. But you know.
Oh, okay.
So I hope y'all got lit. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all popped bottles.
So your demon night. Let's relive that. I wasn't there
I fell off the
for.
stage. It
I
was
wasn't
bad.
there
It was
either.
Robin
Where
and
was
Jeannie. We were at Rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Were you there? No, you weren't.
No.
Y'all three ain't go.
It was
But-
just us three that night. It was
But
me
I
and
got
Jeannie.
really, really messed up, and I
Both of
fell
y'all
off
did.
the stage. I dragged like a few people down with me. I do not remember what happened. Like as soon as I fell off the stage, I blacked out for the rest of the night, and I don't remember anything.
We fought in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
like each other. Like she was just like she was upset, you know, and then she swung at me. I was like, whoa. I popped her back right quick.
I don't remember that.
It wasn't bad or nothing like that, but it was just like, hello, like,
It was drunken nights.
yeah.
It was
There was
drunken nights.
literally like a live photo that turned into like a gif of her
Yeah.
like
But I've never gotten like that
swinging at the
again.
camera.
swinging at the camera, but it was that's why we call it a demon night. Like she literally looked like she was
She was
possessed.
badass.
Like
No,
it
I
was.
Nah,
That was
That was a Hennessy.
But no, it really was Hennessy
No,
actually.
I'm telling
We
you.
We
Leave
used
that
to
shit no
drink
more.
so much. now that I
Hennessy,
think
no,
about it.
for real. Bottles
We
after
used to
bottles.
take a shot every 8 to 10 minutes on the way to Rooftop from Pine.
Bro,
Yo, facts. We used to finish bottles in the car and pop bottles
in the
in the
club.
club.
Like, I don't get it.
Wait, you're saying used to, Lala? You were a lot younger than we are. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Hey, listen, I was at Rooftop with y'all. Y'all know that, okay? I'm young, but you know what? Been living life.
yeah, I know. Listen, my brother has been there from the beginning as well.
Facts.
So, you know, we're just corrupting these young children. It's terrible. Well, they're grown-ups now.
Right.
So.
You know.
Right. Now. We
Mhm.
can talk about it now.
It's better to get out your system now, though. You know what I'm saying? Because then that way you get to progress earlier too. than a lot of other people.
Hopefully,
Because some people don't.
it's some
Yeah.
people
True.
still doing the same
Honestly,
You gotta
stuff.
get
Still a
tired
drug.
of it though. I'm
True.
sorry. I
Yeah.
can't be 30
No,
years
but that's
old.
for them. But I commend them because I would not. I can't even go out one night and be fine the next day. So I don't
Yeah.
know how they do it every night and
I
get
can.
fucked up hangovers and then continue. I can't.
Because after a
After 2
hangover, I
nights,
don't want to
honestly,
drink
I'm
for
done.
like 2 weeks.
Absolutely, but I think like at this point, I don't drink to the point where I'm gonna get
Yeah.
hungover anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I know my old lady drunk, and I'm just like, oh, I'm in this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
but some
That's
people
cool.
really begin fucked up like
Yeah.
every day of the week.
And like sometimes I think that I'm doing good,
And
and
then it just sneaks up on
and
you
then the
when you
next
get
day when I
home.
wake
Yeah.
up, I still feel like shit, and I like don't want to do anything. I just want a bowl from Chipotle and
Vibes.
some
That's
Sprite.
You gotta learn your alcohol though.
Yeah,
You feel
your
me? Like you
limits.
got to learn it.
But
'cause
that's what I'm saying.
I
When
didn't
I'm
know
old,
it at first.
I
I
don't.
had
That's
those-
it.
Yeah,
changes.
I can't drink Henny no more.
And
I
you
feel
gotta-
you.
Exactly.
I'm off of
You
Henny.
got
Can I stop me
coffee, right?
Migos, please?
Yes.
Because
Oh,
Henny, why? No, can't do it.
Yeah.
I feel
In a few
you.
more years, you'll be drinking wine.
Yep.
I love me some wine now though.
Yeah.
Wine
You're
with never
starting
Stella
early.
Rosa. Oof.
Yeah, a good Stella Rosa. Stella Rosa is always on sale too. Like, all right. So the next topic. Do you want to introduce it since you?
Sure.
Since it was your idea, girl.
Yeah, of course. And y'all already know where I found it.
Mm-mm.
On
Scrolling down
Twitter.
That's my
Baby.
girl. It's what is the worst relationship you've been in and what made it bad?
So what I had asked before was if it could be like it didn't have to be a relationship with a person. It could be a relationship with like a thing or like a right.
Dang, that's
I mean,
So, like,
well,
the
I feel like
relationship with
that's
my
how
car?
you're.
Like, I mean, I
If
don't
that's
know.
That's a
if that's
love
how
hate
you
right there.
interpret it, I think that
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tell me
fair.
more.
Because like I think about it and I feel like my worst relationship, and it's so sad, but my worst relationship is like with sex.
I like that.
And like for so many different reasons, I just have like a very negative connotation. I feel like every sexual encounter I've ever had has been like toxic in some way, which is actually really sad. But it's like either because of like guilt, it'll be guilt because I feel like I'm not servicing myself right, like I'm not doing right by me, or it'll be guilt because I feel like I'm like stepping out or being disloyal, even when I really fucking wasn't. But like that, so I feel like sex is like my
That
worst.
is
That was
so
deep.
That's deep,
good.
yeah.
dang.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Now I gotta change my answer.
It's just like I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. But if you start to self-evaluate yourself in a sense, that might be what you're doing sexually. You start to realize, why did I make these choices before to have sex with certain people, to move a certain way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you start to think, what is my sexual life really like? What do I like? So I feel that, because then you start to think about sex makes you kind of the woman that you are, because then you start to move single or wifey or like the stereotypes they all put us against.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's just
not for me, or but some people, it's definitely serious to some people.
Yeah.
Which it is a you thing. That is so.
That was a
Yeah.
really good
I
answer.
Yeah,
don't know
for
what
real.
You should have went last.
I literally, no, it literally came to me because I was like driving here and I was thinking about, because I pulled up the picture that had all the topics we were going to talk about, and I was like, this can go so many different ways. But then like I literally just went down this like road of like thinking, and I was like, no, dog, it's really like sex. Like I
Yeah.
just don't have a good relationship with sex, and from young, like, and it's something that I'm trying to work on now. But
What do you think would change your relationship with sex to make it positive? Like, what could make your relationship with sex positive?
I need a therapist is what I need. So
Yeah.
let's just start
No,
there.
that's facts.
Real talk.
I think for me it would be like the actual person that it's with, because I feel like everybody that I've had sexual encounters with, they've meant, sorry if you're listening, they've meant nothing.
Yeah.
So if the person I'm actually having sex with is like, this is a meaningful relationship, this is going somewhere, this is not just we calling each other up when we need to do whatever. So I think that at least for me, that would be it. That would change my thought process on it. That was a good one, Jamie.
I don't know if I feel that way. I don't have that feeling,
Me either.
because I feel like I did what I wanted to do and not like out of like for a reason, like a guilt. Like I literally did what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's really just how I feel about it.
Me too. Because I also feel like
like there were limits to what I was doing, but
Right.
you know, I wasn't overdoing it. But like whatever I wanted to do is what I like. People didn't pressure me. I didn't just do it, you know, just like I did what the hell I wanted to do.
Yeah, and I just feel like even I don't know, just like that shame and that guilt or whatever the case is, like that's such an outside influence. Like those shame and guilt or all those things are like they literally all come from the outside. It's like you worrying about what other people will think about you, or you worrying about how you are going to affect other people because of your action of what you're doing. Like it's such an outside influence. And like Lala said, like I feel like you definitely have to like something you have to look within yourself to change your relationship with how you approach sex, or because like your feeling like you have to be, you know, in a committed, not in a committed relationship, but with somebody you care about or whatever case, that might, you know, that works for you. And if that's what you sit on inside and that's how you feel. But like Britt said, I do whatever I want to do. So if I want to have sex with a random person that I don't know.
And what I will say is most of the times, like I told y'all before, I don't go on dates with, like I have to know somebody. So that's probably why I've had a little connection, because I got to know that person for a while before I even took it there, because I can't just meet somebody. Well,
so you've never had a one night stand?
I don't know what to call it, but
it turned into forever.
Right.
So any one night stand turned into another.
Honestly, I don't know how to. I mean, I saw them before and we talked and we've had conversations before, flirted. So like it was like
not necessarily like
not like I met him that same day, and you know, so like it was like you know, prior flirting or whatever, and then one night it just happened.
Okay.
So
for that.
I also I can't relate to that. And only because I don't know, I feel like my entire childhood I kind of like struggled like with my body, and like I just felt like I was always like overweight or bigger than other girls, and like that was like a thing for me. And I just felt like once I finally came to and like started like loving myself, and I was like, do you know how long it took me to love this body? Like you can't touch this body. You can look, but so I was kind of like stingy with it. So when it came to anybody that I did, you know, go down that route with, it was kind of like on a bit of a higher vibrate for me, because that's just something that I always was just like, you know. And honestly, if I was more comfortable with my body for a longer time, I would have probably been just like out here. But I was just like so even scared to like even looking at myself in the mirror sometimes, like and when I was younger, like not being pleased or not being happy or not liking what I saw. Like, I don't want to get naked in front of you. I don't want you to touch this. I don't want you to see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but that was a very interesting answer.
And your thought on that is like completely opposite for me. I feel like I was never comfortable in my body, so I found comfort in being sexy and in being sexual, and that has helped my confidence like so much, like to this day. And you know, it's helped me gain the control over my body to know that like this is where I'm at right now. So I gotta, you know, whatever it is, this is what I have. This is what I have. So I gotta work with what I got. Right. Or first of all, I'm not gonna get none. And that's not happening. And you know, and then that puts the lack of self-confidence shows, and then you are not sexually attractive, you know what I mean? Because you're not confident in yourself. And so me finding me sexy, you know, helped other people think I was sexy. And you know, I
feel that heavy.
Yeah.
But the relationship. Anybody have another answer about a bad relationship?
I guess I was in a situationship.
Oh, I hate those. So
right?
Much.
Don't we all?
Those are always the worst ones.
But in the moment, it felt like a relationship, or I guess in a sense it was a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Situationship.
But yeah, kind of back to what you said a couple episodes ago about like not letting anybody like half love you or whatever. I was just accepting what I could get out of someone as opposed to, you know, living up to my worth for real. So that was probably my worst relationship, because it was like, even when it came to like certain issues that I had a problem with, or like I was dealing, and it's taken me now to be in my current relationship to realize like what I was really doing. It's just like wow, like I can express my feelings. I don't have to sit back and hide them or not speak on this because we're not in a place where I could really be.
Girl,
I know. But yeah, no. So that was the worst relationship that I was in, because it was like, I guess in a way it was like manipulative. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
But I will also say that it wasn't necessarily the other person's fault. You can only, you know what I'm saying? That's on me.
Yep.
So,
because in a sense, situationships, I feel that. I think that has to be the worst part too.
Yeah.
Worst type of relationship, if we talk in relationship based.
Yeah.
Because in reality, I think money. I mean, my relationship with money is the worst. If we're really talking deep, oof.
Yeah.
But a situationship for real, just because you kind of get lost in a contradiction.
Yeah.
You feel like you're contradicting yourself, and your morals get tested. You're like, okay, but I thought I was the type of woman to not let this stand.
Mhm.
Now I'm letting it stand because I understand he's not in that time frame to have a commitment as me. So I'm not pressed on a relationship, but then at the same time, you're like going against your morals at the same time, letting certain things happen.
And that gets played out.
And it just feels like a continuous cycle. So I feel that situationship has to be the worst type of relationships for
It
real.
is. And I think we talked about it before, maybe in the last episode, how common situationships are. I don't know. I feel like they probably existed throughout the whole time of life,
There
but
just
like
wasn't a word for it.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like now it's almost like not glorified, but like glorified to be in a situationship, because it's like there's no commitment. I do what I want and they do what they want, and like that's not what people really be wanting.
At times, I feel like there are though.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
There are some times when you literally just don't know and you just are doing you and you just really don't want any commitment. So I feel like there are times, but I will say like it does get played out, and at a point you do want something more from the situation.
But then I think then that's a fling. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call it a situation. I feel like a situationship is a relationship that's not a relationship, because you can't call it a relationship because that's just not where y'all at.
But if
you know what I mean? So then it's a fling. We both in the same headspace. I'm not biting my tongue on my feelings to let you know how I feel about this. I really feel this type of way, but because then no, baby, we here for the fun, and this is fun. This is sweet. This is see you next weekend. But if I'm like screaming in the car, like freaking out about it, knowing that if I got the secret profile to watch your page from, or you know when things get too deep with that.
But sometimes, and we've talked about this before, like we create these scenarios in our head where like we may be in a situationship, right? But they are in a fling. They feel like, child, we having a good time. Like you come over here every weekend. You always, when I call at 2 a.m., you're right here. Yeah. So what's the problem?
Thank you, transparency, because there gets to a point where you start to repeat yourself and you start to realize, wait a minute. Oh, you really are single. I really am in my head right now.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You get to a point where you start to realize it because you start repeating yourself.
Yeah. And then even it takes a long time though. It take a really long time though, because they be doing shit and you be like, well, you just like what just happened? And then you argue and then you're over the house at 2 a.m. to talk about it. And then you have sex. No, it's not that it's 1000%. It's just
and flings turn into situations.
There we go.
So they're also distant cousins, or not that distant. They're siblings, right? They're definitely siblings. Because this was fun at first.
Yeah,
but then you fucked around and took me to that expensive ass restaurant for my birthday dinner, and now we go together.
Yeah, or
in my head,
that gift, or
you
told me this thing,
and your mama said to tell me hi. Like no, like now we're together.
Not for real. Not for real.
But then it just gets to think like, what are the qualifications for being in a relationship? Because if these are the things, you know what I'm saying, moms,
it's what you guys agree on.
We have to talk about it. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what.
So what matters to you to qualify this as a relationship? Not necessarily the things that you like, because at that point he may be saying, "Yeah, that's my mom. She says hi," but that's not really that big of a deal for him. Right. It's a big deal for you.
Everybody meet his mama.
Everybody meet his mama. Hey, man, that's mama Sue. We all know her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, I remember like when I was younger, I had an issue with my younger brother with that. I felt like any little girl that he talked to, like she would be at our house, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and then everybody call my mom. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is not okay.
But to him, it was not.
It wasn't.
Deal.
But to him, like our house, and everybody knows that it's like the chill out spot. You know. But like, yeah, everybody can chill. All my friends can chill here, but anybody I'm dealing with cannot chill here. You're not me, my mama, my daddy, my nothing, unless you're somebody to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
It's definitely your definition of it, and that's why that communication is so important.
So important.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's like when you talked about like over communicating, like it's just but it almost doesn't exist because no, but because like you have to tell people exactly how you're feeling, or you're gonna get walked over, or you're not gonna get what you want if you don't communicate your thoughts or whatever the hell after you, like we always say, after you communicate with yourself.
Yeah.
Like really
like
sit
that.
with yourself and make
you.
sure that before you speak, you think and you evaluate what you really want. But you have to let people know, like you have to open up that throat chakra. Like you have to talk, because no one is going to know, and you're going to constantly get walked over, and you're never going to get what you want, and you're always going to belittle yourself, and that person's always going to just use you.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Period.
Wait, did you have a worse relationship? Did you say one?
All the things y'all said.
Well, I have an opposite. So I was with this guy, and like he was a really good guy, and I knew he was the one for me, but I just did not like him. But like
confused.
I knew he was just very, very
so
good.
it was like
and
a good relationship.
Yeah, but I liked someone else. So like
I
ended
Erica
up like,
Badu.
so I ended up like stop talking to
Next
him
lifetime.
to go to who like was not the best person for me, but that's just who I liked. So I had to end that relationship, and I just got with the other guy that I liked.
But then like
that happened to me too. Now that I think about it,
yeah, he was like the perfect, and I just could not like it just.
But then he wasn't though.
perfect.
Yeah, he
like,
wasn't.
on paper, he did everything right. On
Yeah,
paper.
right.
Everything right on paper.
But like I just wasn't in it.
Letters, like to my house.
That's not
like
that's
super
not-
sweet, but
Do not.
but like
literally
the
on
type of
paper.
thing.
Literally on paper. Is he
Shoot the
illegal?
text
Right?
message, sir.
Like,
Shoot me a text.
Situations like that, like for real, is why I think situationships are okay. It's just that transparency, because that's when you get into the topics of open relationships, closed relationships, polygamous relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Well, I had to leave, so
Sorry. Yeah, no, I agree. Then I just feel like then he wasn't perfect. He wasn't. It wasn't meant for you.
yeah, I
it
wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Side question: why does the good guy never win?
That's
I
not
don't know.
true,
That's
though. I
not
don't think that's
true.
true.
The good
I
guys
think that they do
finish-
win.
They win just in the end.
I mean, okay,
I think they just win with the type of girl they don't think they're gonna win with. Like I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You ever seen that meme? I don't know how to say it, but it's like a meme where it's like two people. Hey man,
You like what you like.
you like what you like. The
That's
world goes
it.
around.
That's it.
There's more fishes in the sea. And this is the guy, this is the girl, and the greater than or less than sign is going towards the other person.
Yeah.
So it's as if the person you're attracted to isn't the person that's attracted to you. That's kind of the
Right.
cycle of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you never really, it's the 80-20. You'll never really get a perfect set. You just have to like what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
you
And be
gotta-
transparent with it, because
But-
you'll never be perfect.
I think that every single one of my friends, like, or like, there has been a guy that looks good on paper, and none of us have wanted him. Like, realistically,
Yeah.
But I just feel like there was something, like he might, like you said, look good on paper because the statistics are, he has a nice job. He takes me out on dates. He
Treats me nicely.
treats me
He
sweet
doesn't
or whatever
talk
case is, but maybe
crazy.
his sex game is whack, or maybe he's just fucking corny. Like, and truth be told, like maybe when you're having a conversation with him, he don't get your juices flowing. Like there has to be something, because if he really looked that good, then you not look that good, but look that good on paper or whatever case is, like you would be with them.
I
But
mean,
there's
no.
something that doesn't.
It could
That's
be
what I'm
that's
saying.
what chemistry wise, like.
But that, so then, like, to you, that like they say he doesn't get your juices flowing, like it's not
connection.
exciting.
I mean, that's what there's no thrill, there's no excitement, but everything else is like great. Like, you're sweet to me.
Yeah.
Like, we go out. Like, I could really do this, but I'm doing this bored. Like, I'm bored. Like, and that's rude to say or rude to admit, because I really like you and everything is cool, but like I am bored.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel that way too. Like somebody else just was like,
Exciting me more.
yeah, if that makes sense.
But I just feel like you can get both. Like I feel like you can have like a good person that also excites. Like I feel like
No,
I
you
found the perfect
can.
person.
Yeah.
Like I feel
No,
like
no,
I
I
have,
agree.
you know,
For
found a
sure.
good,
Yeah.
you know, like
You
I
can.
had the good guy and or good person, and you know they excite me, and they're not lame, and they're not corny, and they're also very sweet, and they also do all the other things, and so it's not like the good guy won last,
Yeah.
yeah. But I had to,
Still
definitely had to kiss a
won.
lot of frogs to get to the
Yeah.
prince, but you
And
know,
this like
princess.
first
Aw.
this can't be like the video thing because just let that be out there. But the wildest thing to me, I was dating like a really good guy and he was a good guy and everything was cool. I was a bit bored, but what did it for me, like put it 6 feet under, was the man told my brother, like, you don't understand, like your sister is the only girl I could lay in the bed with and like not get hard, like, and I was like,
No, thank you.
yeah, like
Wait,
I
need
First of all,
Sorry.
why would you even like share that with my
like, and
brother?
I'm like,
sorry.
I'm not like, what's the word? Flattered.
Listen, I need
like,
you
yeah.
obsessed. I need
feel-
you to not be able to take your
I
hands
need
off
you
of
to
me.
be
Facts. I
Should've
need you to
just
be
like-
on
I was just
hard every
like,
time.
oh,
I'm
every single
confused.
time.
I gotta go. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I touch your chin, you ready?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but for real, I
I
feel
think
that.
you just know when it's not right.
Yeah.
You just know.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell myself, like, okay, you know, and I even stopped talking to the other boy for like months, and I just could not.
Mm-mm.
And like, I just could not. So
That's
I just went back. I just like, look, I can't do this anymore, and I went back.
Well,
Like, I
I
know
would
about
like
it.
for Lala to introduce the next topic because it is something that you suggested. So I would like
Oh,
for
that was a
you
really
to.
good question.
So right now we're getting into how infidelity affects your mental health. And I kind of talked about it just because I'm not really in a relationship, but
Same girl.
you feel I don't think anybody is at this point, right? But I think it's just more so when you really get to think about how one another affects each other, it really is your mental. You can say something and the other person can snap, and on a serious note, someone can die.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just you really have to understand how infidelity and relationships in general really affect one another mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to think about that. That's how the world goes around, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like with infidelity, it's just with anything, it's a healing process. It's healing, and healing takes like time, and healing is very mental.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess now we can talk about like you have to talk to yourself and get through any healing process. Like to heal, you have to heal yourself. Like no one else can do it. If you want to change, if you want to do any, like you have to make that change. You have to look inside yourself. So like with infidelity, in order to like move on or whatever cases, you have to talk to yourself and decide, like, am I going to move on?
Right.
Am I going to stick around? Am I going to bring this up every 30 seconds?
Oh my God.
Am I going to like do like like you have to have those conversations with yourself. And
Right, which is what she was kind of bringing into the point of letting go. That is where I feel like as women, because we oftentimes are very detail oriented, so which is why I feel like we oftentimes speak about our feelings. It's because we're detail oriented. We look at a situation for 10 different steps versus for a man, they look at it as it's not that big of a deal, or we don't have to put that much thought into it. But in reality, you do, because 1 + 1 = 2. But these are how many steps come into this one situation. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about that. So, like she said, you have to let go, because if you bring up the same situation continuously, you're kind of stuck in an insanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the closest thing to insanity. Like, you yourself is insane, and you'll hear him saying, we're going through this again. What do you mean? This is how I feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a never-ending thing if you don't let things go, and it just causes more problems, honestly. And I'm not saying it's for everyone. You don't have to let go if you want to move on or do what you want to do. It's really up to you.
Right.
But in order to get to the next level, you definitely have to like just let it go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you're a sucker. It doesn't mean that you're less of a person. It's you just doing what you want.
Because
That's just how I
that goes
feel.
either way. If you're gonna stay or if you're gonna leave.
Yeah.
Right.
For yourself, you have
Yeah.
to let
Right.
go.
Yeah. And it's ultimately up to you.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Like I mean, yes, I agree with letting go. Letting something go is truly the way to move forward. But letting go is a process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you just like wait, or even if you do wake up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. You can't stop how you feel on the inside. It's really like a mental check every time it happens, and you have to talk to yourself. And because it's not like you're like, oh, girl, just let it go. You have to talk to yourself.
No, it's gonna take time.
We
for
talked
sure.
about this.
Yeah.
We understand. Maybe them doing that wasn't to hurt my feelings. That, you know, that wasn't intentional. That wasn't, so it's not a direct hit at me. But, you know, bitch, you're still talking to him. So you're kind of hurting yourself if you harping on this every day. Like, so it's really like a process. And as I mentioned, like quickly in our break or whatever, that I think it's bullshit. Not bullshit. I really take that back. But I think when people say like you are in control of your own emotions, that only goes so far when like you're in love with someone, because they also say there's a thin line between love and hate. And why is that? Because somebody else is in control of, not necessarily in control of your emotions, but they
play a big role in how you feel and how
because-
you react to things and what you do and all that. So,
Because you
like-
can't control whether or not you love them.
You
so
can't
because
control
you love
anything.
them, you can't control whether or not you love somebody.
You can work on emotion, but at times you cannot control that. I'm sorry, God forgive me, because I will go crazy sometimes when somebody pisses me off because I'm upset. Like, you can't piss me off or do something to me and then expect me to just sit here like,
LOL.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
so like, how do you
You
control
could
it
react.
in that moment?
It's
is what I'm
literally,
asking.
I think it's more so, it's not in that moment. It's more so how many moments does it take? It's like licking the cherry, the lollipop. How many licks does it take to get the cherry pop, the cherry stick, whatever they say? That's how you do it with your emotions. How many different situations, how many different methods do I have to come up with for myself in order for me to get to that point where I no longer react the way I don't want to react?
Which is fine.
It depends on situations as well.
There's all them licks.
Yeah.
But that's but you gotta
all
ask
them
yourself,
licks.
because what it is though, it's the licks are not gonna show themselves in the same color. You know what I'm saying? The situations are not gonna come about in the same situations. But what it is gonna tap into your emotions and make you react. So what I've taught myself is I know I'm about to react. Let me not. I tried that because if I react and continue to, it's
and
gonna
like
get worse.
you said, it ultimately you have to check with yourself, because if you're gonna keep like, yes, this person did something right and it made me feel like this, right? I'm addressing my feelings with myself. Why do I feel this way? What about what they did to me made me feel this way? You know, or whatever case is, and then you make a choice. I stay, I go. And I always use stay or go because that's extreme, but you know what I mean? Like I black or white, like I make a decision. And if you, let's say you make you decide to lash out, right? Did you like how that turned out? Did you like how that made you did you like how that made you feel? After you lash out, did you feel any better? If you did,
Sometimes
okay,
it makes
cool.
them feel bad, so that makes me feel better.
But in reality, but then again, it goes back again to like your morals. What type of person do you want to be in life? Do you? But then again, that's how deep I think self-wise. You ask yourself, do you want to be that type of person to key somebody's car and now you feel better because you got back? Personally, I'm good off that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna make me feel bad.
Until you decide to make that change, you can. Yeah, that person keeps doing the same things that keep upsetting you, and you keep staying there. You are doing that because that person is upsetting you, and like you've learned, like you put your hand on the stove, you got burned. Are you gonna keep putting your hand on the stove? No, because you learned, and that's what you do. You learned. That person may not have learned. That person may still be burning their, you know, that person is still a stove.
But and that's what I'm saying though. But that doesn't mean. But that stove is still like controlling how your eggs cook. Then, like, are they cooking fast or are they cooking slow? Like, they are still, the stove is still in control of something, and it's your relationship with the stove. You got to know your stove, but ultimately know your stove. Like, know the heat. Can you feel the heat down in your soul? Like, what's up? Like, so I just think that, like, yes, you ultimately, I think that's what it is. Ultimately, you are in control of your own feelings.
Yeah.
That's the bigger picture.
Right.
But this day and this moment and this thing that just happened, like, my boyfriend just went to the casino today and hit for some money. And baby, when I said this is the best mood that he's been in all, like, not even a month, but all last month and this month. You know what I'm saying? And like, I got my period today, so I'm not in the best mood. But like now he's upset because I'm not in this best mood. But I don't want to just receive your good mood because you in a good mood when I'm going through so now his mood is dampened because my mood is dampened, and I don't feel bad about it at all because sometimes that happens in the opposite way. Sometimes you go to the casino and don't hit, and then I'm in a great mood, and you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I feel like yes, people like you're in control of your own emotions ultimately, but in the day-to-day breakdown of things
when you're in a close relationship with somebody,
or not just regardless,
if one of y'all are going through something,
yeah, I mean, but that's the world. Like they're outside factors are always like we don't live alone, so there's always like we don't live alone with no air, with no weather, with no, you know what I'm saying? Like there are things that of course we can't control, but like the only thing you can control really is yourself because you literally don't have control over literally nothing else. Like you have control over literally nothing else.
I don't know if I can control myself in every situation.
Absolutely.
What I will say is like now that I'm older, I can control my emotions much better than I could.
But
when
I'm
I was
saying
younger,
when you lash out though, you recognize that.
But I don't always.
It's not just lashing out.
Sometimes.
And it's not just lashing out.
Because sometimes it does make me feel better, and I'm controlling my emotions by getting it out
and that is something too. But you made that decision for yourself. Like you controlled your emotion. Like that's like ultimately what it is. Like, yeah, you're upset and you have the right to be upset. And you decided that you wanted to
go crazy,
do whatever. You decided that you decided that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what she said, no matter what somebody does to you, you ultimately have a choice to react or not react.
I've never honestly thought about like, okay, when I'm mad, like, okay, do you go off or do you not? Like, it's just happens.
I have.
But that's the thing. You gotta like be that, because I feel you, because no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not speaking this as if I'm some perfect being, because
because it's every day. It don't stop. Healing happens your whole life. Facts. Like you never stop learning. You never stop trying to figure this stuff out. You just get better at it literally every single day.
Get better.
But it's just more so in situations like, just to take your situation for example, where it's more so like, okay, I'm in a good mood and he's in a great mood and I'm not. If I recognize that at that moment, I might just switch my mood for the sake of the habit, for the sake of us at that moment, because now we can both have a good time. And now I'm out of whatever mood I was in and distracted. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by like controlling ourselves, because I get like that. I won't be in the mood and I'll be like, damn, but I could tell you in the mood, so we lit together right now.
You know what I'm saying? I understand that, but that's what I'm saying when I think back and I just like, and that's the thing. Sometimes I don't even want to just think. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to even look within, and that sounds bad. No, but sometimes
you probably just so tired.
I just want to feel what I feel. And that's just how I want to feel, and I'm not. So,
but listen to exactly what you're saying.
Like that, but that doesn't change. And I'm just saying, today I feel like I played the game that. I don't want to say that he plays. That sounds bad. But as far as the topic that we're talking about, but like as you like he controls my emotions sometimes based on his mood.
He affects your emotions.
He doesn't control.
That's a better word.
That's definitely what it affects it. But like, you know what I mean? But it still doesn't change.
But I think if you switch it to realize that he affects it and you control it, then you control
it. That's that power, dog.
What I'm saying is that like, and also let it be known that like, if I'm not saying like, oh, he's in a bad mood, so now I'm sad too. No,
no,
because I laugh in his face.
Yeah, but if somebody with a nasty attitude come into a room, that everybody feel it, the energy, you feel that energy.
It's like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you are in control, or I feel like I am in control of my own emotions. But if we could agree on that, like somebody could come through and stank up the room. Yeah, they could come through and stank up the room, and when it's someone you love, and I mean that as far as relationship, and I mean that with my friendships, or you know what I'm saying. I've been through. I don't say. There's been times when I know one of my friends are going through something that's super serious, and I find myself like in an outside situation, and I'm laughing, and I'm like, why am I laughing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, my friend is going through this. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yes, you're in control of your own emotions, but like people really affect them.
Yeah.
And like, because you love someone and a connection like that, baby, because sometimes these people on these flights, they be about to miss their flight to get to their daughter wedding. And I'm like, and I be writing the girls chat, you know, running my mouth. But when it comes to somebody that I love, like that it just hits different.
It just takes, I think it just takes longer to grasp. Like it takes more, like it just takes more energy to get a hold of yourself and get a hold of what's really going on. And like, it takes so much more out of you because you actually care and you actually
right.
you know, and so it just, so like with infidelity, because we completely
that
stopped
was
talking about
right.
infidelity.
That was, it's like, oh, gee, we went straight to mental health.
I thought about that.
When that person does that thing or cheats on you in this case, and that affects your relationship completely, and that affects your mindset, and you have
and your
to
trust.
yeah
and your foundation.
so with-
Ultimately, your trust is your foundation.
With mindset though, like give me an example, because like I've been in that situation before, but I don't think like mentally it messed me up.
every time that
pretty
person
strong.
was out longer than you thought, you was thinking about it, you wondering what the fuck's going on, why that person, you want to go through their phone every time the text messages go
I
off.
don't think that I drove myself like insane or crazy.
That not that night you drove up to West Palm Beach, you did.
Who, me?
Or you drove from West Palm Beach or whatever the fuck happened.
It wasn't Palm Beach. That was
but you know what I'm saying. But like you know what I'm saying
but
though.
that was different. That wasn't my mental health. That was because I got tried. So I
because words were passed.
Yeah, no, that was different.
Right, but ultimately,
dude wasn't.
That was the
He
trigger.
wasn't even involved in that. So it was between the
No,
two women.
but you get what I'm saying though. I'm just saying, like ultimately, it's like your mind, like your thoughts.
Yeah,
Your
because did
thoughts
you
is
really
your
have to
mind.
drive to West Palm?
But that's how I am in general, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if, like, I don't think that did anything different that I would have just done. That's just me.
And I agree.
So
because
I don't
it could
understand how it's like how it will affect my mental health. If that's just what I would do.
Because it could have been like
but I
the
don't
girl,
think
the
there's nothing
Publix
wrong with
checkout
that.
lady tried you, and
Yeah,
you gonna
and I
say something slick or react.
Meet me in a parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but you might not drive to West Palm for the
No,
Publix
it
lady.
wasn't West Palm.
Oh no.
It was
Pembroke Pines to Pompano. Let's
Yeah.
clear the record.
Sorry.
Pembroke Pines to
It's like a
Pompano.
40-minute drive.
But she got there in 7 minutes.
I did.
But like,
like,
but in regards to like infidelity
Mm.
or heartbreak, like getting your heart broken, that fucks with your mental. Like that
Facts.
makes you feel a way. You get in a mood, you get in a vibe because your heart is broken. And a lot of
Yeah.
times
It just
infidelity brings heartbreak.
It makes me sad, but like it doesn't stop shit that like I
think that when you think about things affecting your mental health, you think that you have to be like batshit crazy, or you have to be like super depressed, or you have to be,
because I've never once said like, am I not worthy? Like, ask myself those.
But like you,
what's your sign?
What your mental health is like beforehand, like that if you're a
well, that's probably what it would. Okay,
so it's gonna affect your mental. It's not gonna affect your mental as
right
hard as somebody who
Right.
is depressed, has bipolar disorder,
Right.
anxiety, has
Right.
these other issues that like
yeah.
Right, because that's the thing though, because it's more so like when you get out of a relationship and maybe the person breaks up with you and they break up with you for some other reason and they randomly end up with somebody else already. If you start to think like, okay, I was with this person for 2 years, what the hell was going on?
Right.
Was I not good enough? Why was he? Yeah, absolutely. But then it's more so like, am I not smart enough to catch certain signs? Am I this dumb to not realize he was messing with me? Like, what am I? You start to, I don't know if anybody else, I would start to self-reflect, like, what did I miss?
Yeah,
like, I
you
thought I
have
was a
to,
boss
right.
ass bitch. How did I miss this?
Yeah, you have
You know what
to,
I'm saying?
because then you don't want to do it again. You don't want to repeat the same
Yeah,
things
I
that
don't
you
wanna
did
repeat
never
the same
blame
stats.
myself because this is like their fault.
But it's not blaming yourself.
I want to say just really quickly, and I kind of the best way to draw this comparison, I think, is I remember one time, Britt, you told me I was single for a long time here, but Britt told me one time, you said, I can't wait till you get a boyfriend and he drive you crazy. And every time this man does something, I'm like, this bitch said it. She said it. And it's just like, so I think even with that, it affects your mental. And I think that like even just those and what I'm coming to realize, those things that you don't tell your friends about your relationship because you don't want them to, like, that affects your mental even a bit more. And not because affecting your mental, just your thought process. Think about like
how you got to tell a story
like
now.
mental health, just like it affects your thought process.
Yeah.
Whereas one day you may be sitting down and you watching Netflix, but you find yourself pausing it and just like going off into thinking like, damn, like, nigga, I really drove from Pines to Pompano, like on a night where I was supposed to be chilling with my dog, like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like when I think when we're saying like your mental health, or like really just to simplify your thought process and the way that you're used to navigating, or the way that you're used, like, honestly, sometimes I catch myself like, what did I think about before I was dating this nigga? Like, this is not fun. Like,
yo, that is a fact.
It was fun for me
because you're constantly like thinking about it, and like so I'm trying to be in control of my emotions. Where I'm like trying to get back to literally what was I
doing before.
Yeah, because it for me, it boils down to music. I love R&B. Love R&B and soul. I'm the type of person I can get lit to R&B. I'll be in my car lit as hell to R&B like I'm listening to trap. But when I get into relationships, sometimes I start to listen to the song even deeper, and then it starts to relate. I'm just like, damn, this is what you meant the whole time?
Yeah.
This is what this felt like? Oh my gosh, it'll change the song.
Yeah.
Now I can't listen to Party Next Door anymore because of this relationship. And it's just like, I don't want to be like that. But I can't help the fact that I'm relating to what he's saying.
Yeah.
And it brings me back to why I felt that way in that relationship. Now my playlist is messed up.
Are you in control of your emotions then?
Not at that moment.
Real quickly touching back on the other topic.
What?
Like in a moment like that, are you in control of your emotions?
If I continue to listen to Party Next Door, hell yeah. But if I change it, no.
Yeah.
If I change it, I'm not, because I let that control me that much.
It's like it's hard to say no, right? Because
no, it's not enough for me.
I'm saying because ultimately, like you're not in control. Like you can say like, no, I wasn't in control of my emotions, but you were, because you made a choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you made a choice to turn that song off when you could have pushed through if you wanted to.
I was weak.
But also, I don't think that you, for your mental health, saying I can't listen to this anymore because it puts me in a bad place. I think that is you being in control of your emotions. Like that's you doing what's right for yourself. Like what's right for me is this shit, at least right now. Like maybe sometime down the line that I could look back on that song and be like, damn, I remember when I was in a fucked up place and that song really meant something different to me, but now look where I am. And now I can listen to it for whatever the case is. You know, like
it definitely takes time to get over things and to control your emotions. Like you just have, sometimes you literally just have to like self-reflect and be like, is this, because even sometimes I'll get pissed off if, like, say for example, the kids are mismatching and Rob let them walk out, and I'll be so upset, but I'm like, is this really worth it?
Right.
So I just have to be like, all right, bro, just shut up, let them mismatch and call it a day.
So that
So
next question, because you are with someone married, pregnant. Hypothetically, knocks on all types of wood. You feel what I'm saying? But hypothetically, something happens and infidelity steps into your relationship, because you seem very strong mentally at this moment.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just have to be in a situation and fill it out. Like I can't tell you I'm gonna leave, and I can't. She
gonna swing. I'm gonna say
but,
that, and then after that, she doesn't know.
I think that's probably a piece of my problem then, because I'm trying so hard to be in control.
Like, I just deal with it when it's.
That's my problem. I've been, maybe because I'm still young and I'm very cautious of the future woman that I want to be. So my steps that I take now are so cautious, including relationships. So I'm sitting here like, listen, you move like this. This is how I'm gonna move.
But
so don't move like that.
Also, one thing that I'm not gonna also be spiteful.
Right.
So like if something does happen, I'm not gonna go do nothing just
right.
Get it. So I'm gonna literally take time to reflect, and I'm gonna choose whether I want to stay or whether I want to leave.
That's it. And then you have to live with that choice. Yeah. Because once you make that choice, right, and then you say I'm gonna stay, and like we said before,
then I just better shut up and stay,
because there's no. But
I can't keep nagging if I'm gonna stay.
I also do think that the person who cheated also has to take
accountability.
Other than accountability, but also has to realize that I am staying. Yes,
there we go. Don't take advantage of me.
Up, so you have a little work to do before you get there. Like, don't expect me to just
to that
right.
place. No, I agree.
Don't expect me to just be like all happy-go-lucky immediately.
Right.
Nah.
You know, even
It's
though
gonna
I
be
like,
rocky
yes,
for
I
some
am
time.
choosing to stay, but you need to give me some time to adjust, to get my mental health back on
Back
track,
in, I'm telling
to
you.
make this decision.
Does
And
this soundboard have a
and I'm gonna openly communicate with you how that's going, right?
Right.
So like I'm not here for it right now. Check back with me then, or I'll check back with you, you know, give you a temperature check. And then you make a decision. You temperature check yourself, and then you make a decision like, actually, this is really fucking with me so much that I can't stay here because I'm not gonna be able to not talk about this, or I'm not gonna be able to move forward with you without thinking about this. So I have to go, or I'm still working. Give me time. And then you, like I said, you give that person the choice to say, I can deal with you constantly doing this because I'm staying, you know, whatever the case is. You just have to communicate that the whole way. Like,
whoever is the one that does the cheating, though, you can't be upset with the person while they're hurt. Like, you can't be upset that they're hurt,
right?
You can't be upset that they're going through a time. And I feel like it is a guilt trip, but you can't, bro.
It's just a guilt trip.
You can't be upset with that person going through that hurt. Yeah, you want them to be strong. Yeah, y'all can have a great moment right now, but they're in their feelings. You can't be upset with that because you had a great time.
And
that's gaslighting.
And I listened to that Party Next Door song today, and that shit put me in a little space. And I need to just, so you know what I'm saying, just give me a moment.
Yeah,
and
just be nice. Talk to me nice right now. That's all.
That's it. Kiss my ass. It's time to, after you cheat, it's time to kiss ass until I feel better. If I decide to stay, kiss my ass until it's blue, until you blue in the face, bitch.
And then kiss it again.
Period. Pass out.
Pass out.
You found your tweet?
No, bruh. Hey, this is something I wanted to just say on here. This was really funny. Y'all saw the post that said this summer just call me 50 Cent because I'm gonna have many men. many.
No way.
That's a good one.
That is original.
Funny.
That's not even funny.
Now it's time for guess who said that text.
Yeah. Good job. Go ahead.
Okay, so the text this week is gonna be: I tried to break up with him again the other day, and he dead ass didn't let me. Like, he hung up the phone and came over and acted like absolutely nothing was up.
As he should have.
It happens like that sometimes.
Situationships. When we just
That is too perfect.
Y'all not even together.
Y'all not even together.
Well,
Y'all back together now.
You don't let him. The fact that you let him not break up with you says enough, girl. You were you.
Yeah, that's why he did it. That's why he did it. He
Right.
came right over because he know you wasn't finna be like, leave.
Or he cheated, like we said, and you took him back, and then he's going through that stage where, you know, we together, right? You know, we go long way back. Like, come on.
Yeah.
No?
You know,
It'd be like that.
niggas be crazy.
That's the sadness, man.
A lot. And that's the crazy thing about it, because it's like whenever you're why you don't take me serious?
But let a woman cheat.
I'm not even talking about cheating. I'm just saying, like, when it comes into when I'm saying I need some space and I need some time, and like why are you still calling? Why are you here?
Like, you know, I feel like we go through
Love
this,
you, but
like,
why are you here?
Black women are crazy thing, but like black men are really they
They're
be
nuts.
wildin'.
They're nuts. Like, they got some island in them.
What? Like, we're not talking about it. We're not talking about the Islanders. Oh my
I don't
goodness.
have I met a crazy man? I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Yes,
crazy
you
one.
have. That man yelled
Was
at you
screaming your name in the
across the
parking
parking lot and
Then
said,
she
like,
definitely
are you
crazy too,
still
because she probably did not take that as
You don't
nothing.
remember he yelled across the parking lot and said, I hope you bump your big toe on something when you get home.
I twist my ankle.
Literally, she was trying to ignore him, like walking with her hand to her face, and he screamed this across the club parking lot.
No,
It's
that
the
was-
let out. Like, everybody was
It's the let
outside.
out.
No, honestly, he probably was the craziest one, but I don't. Yeah, he didn't. That was just the craziest. But I'm trying to. There was like no.
But
other
you're a little cuckoo yourself.
No,
so
but-
like, you know, there's a level that you will not consider crazy because it's
Like,
on your
when I
level.
was in high school, he used to take my car keys and lock me outside his mama house,
And,
and I could not. No, and I
this
could
is
not.
okay.
No, I used to be because I could not get my keys. So like, I was just outside without my keys, without my phone, nothing.
At that
So-
point, I think is when the crazy started coming
No,
in.
but I had to leave his ass for sure.
No,
Like,
for
and
sure.
you know when you need to go, and I just had to go.
It
Yeah.
wasn't a fake breakup. It was
Nah,
It
yeah.
was a real one.
I knew I was in a crazy situation when I started counting how many times I was having the same conversation. I would no on God. I would literally be like, all right, look, this is literally the 8th time we've had this exact conversation. I need you, hold on. I need you to stay with me here because I'm trying to be your friend and help you. It was bad.
Child, no
Never
way,
again.
not 8 times. I don't have it in me.
Not again. I think it was more so that I was trying to be my friend's friend. You know, I was trying to be his
for your
friend.
friend. Oh, that's
Yeah,
different.
but
okay, yeah, that's different.
We had a thing. So it was a friend who had we had a thing, you know what I'm saying? So it was more so like I was still trying to be a good friend and witness that mental health.
You can't be friends with someone that you're.
I want to though. I told my homegirls,
you
listen, if I don't have a home like this type of feeling, you know the feeling you get with your homegirls when you sitting there and you laughing like crazy.
Yeah.
If I don't have that feeling with my spouse, I don't want it.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't want it.
Period. I
You
feel
know,
that too.
Boy, girl, whoever, I don't want it.
I had a conversation with an ex-boyfriend that I thought was like my friend, right? And then I got
Told
a
you he
boyfriend.
wasn't.
And we had a conversation.
I already know how that go.
We had a conversation, and he flat out like, and I was just like, you know, like I really thought we were friends. And before I could even finish my text, he's like, we wasn't.
Yeah,
I was like, dang,
He was
like,
mad.
I really thought, but
He was just mad.
no, definitely. But like once he explained it, I understood, you know what I mean? He's like, you knew what I wanted from you. You wasn't trying to give it to me. So I stopped talking to you. I'm like, but that's really not the order of operations.
Mental health.
You knew what you wanted from me. I wasn't going to give it to you. We talked about that. You knew that. You were cool with it. I got a boyfriend. Then you stopped talking to me.
So can men and women actually be friends?
Absolutely.
Like real life friends?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
Yeah.
next
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah,
Let's catch us there.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Let's
they
talk
can.
about it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lala, for stepping into the girls' chat today.
Thank you guys so much for having me. For real.
And Jeannie, we love you, girl.
We love you, Jeannie. Lala, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me at Lala Lockharts on all platforms. Instagram. Don't follow me on Facebook. I don't do that. On Facebook. But Lala Lockharts for sure. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Kitty, now it's your turn to say bye.
Bye.
So cute.
Thanks for listening to the Girls Chat Podcast, brought to you by Purple Unicorn Productions. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Girls Chat Pod to be a part of our game, Guess Who Sent That Text. Just leave your answers in the comments and stay tuned for the next episode to see if you were right.